Yeah, so Saudi Arabia, as I mentioned, it was one of those tribes, one tribe amongst many in the Middle East that used to fight each other. And the original Saud leader, he had a vision, he wanted power. And when the British came knocking, because they wanted to make links with the tribes in order to get to India, he was the first to reach out to them. And the reason why it was is he wanted the British to arm him so he could fight the other tribes against power. And he was quite ruthless in what he did. And then obviously he aligned with the religious faction there, the Wahhabis, to give himself religious cover. So since that time, what the original Saud did was he intermarried into all the other families. So they're now with him. They're not against him. And once oil was found, they were sorted. Before oil, they were still worried the other tribes could fight them. Once oil was found and oil was developed, they became very rich. It became their personal wealth. So what you find was during the Cold War, all of these countries in the Middle East, they were on the Western side. And that's why Britain and America, although they were competing in the region, on the Cold War, they were on the same side. But as we saw now, as Britain declined over the years, America has managed to get more influence over the leaders. So MBS is very close to Trump. His father was also very close to America. You had King Abdullah in the past, who actually was close to Britain. So you find that depending on where the king comes from, depending on what his position was before, that would indicate which country he's loyal to. But it looks as though now, really, America's got a firm grip over this country. And it's not even like Saudi even hiding it. You know, they're loyal to America. MBS actually said in an interview not long ago, he was interviewed by, I think, the Washington Post. And they asked him that, you know, your uncles who backed jihadi groups back in the day, don't you think they went a bit too far? And he goes, yeah, we did go too far with supporting jihadi groups and Wahhabism in the country. But then he said something very interesting. He goes, but the reason why we did this is because this is what America told us and asked us to do for the Cold War. Meaning the reason why we built mosques around the world, meaning the reason why we supported jihadi groups, because this was America's Cold War strategy to deal with communism. So that's a good example of agent. You're implementing a foreign power's agenda. You're part of them implementing that agenda. So yeah, Saudi, despite having the most strategic resource in the world, despite having the capabilities to build anything with the wealth they've got, what you find is the Saud family just want a throne. And if that throne means we have to work with America, they're prepared to do that.